Hi folks, Shane here with Shane's Premier League Prediction Show for Match Week 30. Just a quick show this week, as I haven't had enough time to do research all day, as I was quite busy. Forgive me for that. So I'll just give you the predictions and the general form of the teams for TalkSport, and I'll give you my Super 6 predictions as well for tomorrow. It'll be back to normal next week. Sorry for any inconvenience. Right, on we go. First game tomorrow, Manchester United and Liverpool. Both teams are going into this on the back of a victory. I reckon if it's an open game tomorrow, Liverpool are going to nick this 2-1. But this is a hard one to call, folks. It could be a 1-1 draw if both teams go for it, and there might be a bit of iffy defending. Who knows? More than likely there will be. Or else, if Manchester United park the bus, it might be a 0-0 draw. Really bad game, like at Anfield earlier on last October. Hopefully not though. I've gone for a 2-1 victory for Liverpool. I reckon Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino will score the goals for Liverpool. And for Manchester United, Romelu Lukaku to grab a goal back for them. It should be a good game. Hopefully it'll be worth a watch. Hopefully my negative predictions won't come true, and everyone will enjoy it. So yeah, on to Everton and Brighton. Everton go into this one on the back of a defeat against Burnley. It was a poor performance. Whereas Brighton go into it on a bit of a high after a wonderful victory over struggling Arsenal last weekend. However, I reckon the Toffees are going to bounce back to winning ways, 2-0. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Oumar Niasse will score the goals. Basically to secure Everton's survival for next season's Premier League at this stage. Right, we'll move on. Huddersfield and Swansea. Both teams have been doing pretty well lately. Go into this one on the back of a victory against West Ham United. A very good victory that was, by 4-1, as I covered in my review show during the week. I reckon Huddersfield managed to fall to a battling defeat at Wembley last week, despite their best efforts. However, I reckon Huddersfield are going to come out on top this week, as it's the way really the Premier League is. Any result could come up. It's my prediction anyway. I reckon Steve Mooney will be amongst the goal scorers for Huddersfield, and maybe Jordan or Andre Ayew for Swansea in a 3-1 victory for Huddersfield. Right, we'll move on to Newcastle and Southampton. This is a real battle at the bottom of the table. It's who wants it more, really, folks, at this stage, to get out of the relegation battle. It's so tight from 11th down. Out of the 20 teams, it's an incredible season, really, when you see the amount of teams trying to battle against relegation. Southampton have been having a pretty poor season going forward, really since the start, and that proved again last week when they drew 0-0 with Stoke City. Newcastle defended well at Anfield, but they didn't pick up anything out of the game. But I reckon they're going to win 1-0 this week with a goal from Dwight Gale to propel the Geordies up the table and Southampton to remain bang in trouble with a goal from Dwight Gale. Right, on to West Brom and Leicester. As said before in previous weeks, I reckon West Brom are doomed, and that prediction didn't change last week. They still remain rock bottom, and to tell you the truth, they haven't really performed since that unbelievable victory at Anfield in the FA Cup. It's been a poor season from West Brom after their very, very promising start in the first 3 or 4 games. I reckon they're going to fall to a 2-1 defeat tomorrow as they're getting closer and closer to the Championship trapdoor. I reckon Salomon Rondon is going to score for West Brom, and Jamie Vardy and Riyad Mahrez will get Leicester the victory at the Hawthorns tomorrow. On to West Ham and Burnley. West Ham need to bounce back after their dismal display in Wales last week against Swansea, and Burnley had a great victory over Everton, but I feel with West Ham having home advantage and it's going to be a must-win game for them, that they're going to come out on top with 2 goals from Javier Hernandez. Right, on to Chelsea and Crystal Palace. Chelsea had a poor performance last week at Manchester City. They just tried to defend all game, and they only played the one unorthodox striker up front, being Eden Hazard, and it never worked all day. But they could have fluked a point with the goal from Marcos Alonso with basically the last kick of the game. But luckily enough, his shot went wide of the post as Man City deserved to win the game. As for Crystal Palace, they were so unlucky to lose to Manchester United, but they did by the odd goal, and that's the way. And I reckon their miserable run of form against the big sides is going to continue tomorrow with a 3-1 victory for Chelsea. Eden Hazard, Alvaro Morata and Pedro to come up with the goals for Chelsea, and maybe Christian Benteke score consolation for Crystal Palace. As I said, folks, forgive me if any of these fellas aren't playing tomorrow, as I didn't get around to doing my research today, as I had other commitments. Back to normal next week, as I said. I just wanted to reiterate that point. On to Sunday's fixtures now. Arsenal and Watford. Arsenal had a brilliant victory in Europe during the week, and a timely one from Arsene Wenger's point of view. As I alluded to last week, they needed to get back to winning ways in the league, but they never managed to do so with the bad performance at Brighton, especially first half. However, I reckon it's going to be better this week at the Emirates for them in the London Derby. They're going to get a 2-0 victory, I'd say, and Alexander Lacazette and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to score the goals. As for Watford, they had 2 good recent 1-0 victories, but can't see them picking up anything on Sunday, as Arsenal need to kick on now for the last few games until the end of the season to make sure that Arsene Wenger stays in his job and they get into Europe, obviously. Right. We'll move on. Bournemouth and Spurs. I reckon this is going to be a comfortable 2-0 victory for Spurs on the south coast on Sunday afternoon. I reckon Harry Kane will come up with the double. That being said, Bournemouth have given a few of the big boys a good game this season. All you need to do is look at the Chelsea matches they've played and the Arsenal victory they had. So don't rule them out, but Spurs are favourites, and I reckon they'll win. And if there was to be a goal scorer for Bournemouth, Josh King, I reckon, will come up with a goal for them. But I reckon 2-0. We'll see. Time will tell. The final game this weekend takes place in the Premier League. Takes place at the Britannia Stadium, or the Bet365 Stadium, whichever you prefer, folks. I reckon it's going to be a comfortable win for the champions-elect Manchester City. They're playing some wonderful football these days, and even if they need to grind out a victory, I reckon they will do, which should be comfortable enough, seeing as they're making every assignment look comfortable enough these days, bar their little blip in the Champions League in midweek, before anybody pulls me up on that. But they hadn't their first 11 out, so I reckon it'll be normal service resumed, and they only need 4 wins, I think, for the league title now. So 3-0 victory. Who will we say? Gabriel Jesus, Bernardo Silva. He's been on a good scoring streak lately, and maybe David Silva to come up with the 3 goals. And as for Stoke, they're struggling, and they could be another team. They could be relegated, and I just can't see where the goals will come from on Monday. So that's it. They're the TalkSport predictions, and the final part of this week's show will be my Super 6 predictions. I've gone for £1 million up for grabs here, by the way, folks, if anybody wants to play it. 2-0 to Everton against Brighton. I've gone for 1-0 to Newcastle against Southampton. 2-0 to West Ham against Burnley. 3-1 to Huddersfield against Swansea. 2-1 to Leicester against West Brom. And there's one championship game this week in Super 6, and that takes place at Loftus Road, QPR and Sunderland. Sunderland cannot really win a game for their lives, and I reckon that run's going to continue tomorrow, and QPR, I reckon, are going to come out on top 2-1. So that's it for this week, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the prediction show, and as I said, normal service will be resumed next week, and the review show will also be back. Take care, have a good weekend.